Good afternoon, everybody who is watching Speed Gaming 3. We are here with an inverted Keysanity race. I am Duke Firebird. Joining me in the booth is Mind of Me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. We got a really great mode today, inverted Keysanity. Most people are familiar about Keysanity, but let's talk a little bit about inverted and what that means.
Oh, yes. Inverted is such a fun mode. This was introduced, I think, a couple versions back. I don't exactly remember the inception of it, but the premise is everything you know is basically flipped. Start in the Dark World. You start at Link's house in the Dark World. You are then given your basic options is to go to the Village of Outcasts, Skull Woods, or if you're lucky enough to get a bomb drop, you can check Hype Cave very fast. You require the Moon Pearl to access the Light World. And flute shenanigans are abound because you have to activate the flute in the Light World in order to use it in the Dark World. Those are just a few of the changes.
There's a bunch of changes to the geography. All of the Dark World dungeons are somehow accessible from the Dark World. So even though you can, for the Mire area, you would activate the flute in the Light World, but you flute in the Dark World. And we're starting with Cane of Samaria and Link's house.
That's Cane of Berna, actually.
Cane of Berna, my mistake.
So that's a nice safety to have, and when we're talking inverted mode, the first thing you kind of want to find is a weapon, because the first dungeon that is available very quickly is Thieves' Town. And Cane of Berna is one of the weapons that can actually damage blind.
So, nobly doing a little thing, farming the bushes to kill the Popo to check that tier 1 tree pull at the statue, gets full magic, and now is going to go and check the prize pack for the moblins, while Humbug is doing the more traditional route and is going to go and farm bombs in Skullwood.
Yep. Looks like we had a rupee up on the bumper cave ledge. Didn't see the value of it, but it is a treasure hoard.
Tier 2, no luck for Nobly, is rupees again, is going to go for Tier 3 now.
It looks like those guards are in the Pinata party pool, Pinata pack pool. Plethora of everything. And by the way, this is Keysanity, guys, so that was a small key to Misery Mire.
One of the most useless keys to find in the game. I would put that key on about the same level as the single arrow in terms of finding things. The other dungeons that have excess keys, like Skullwoods, is fairly useful to find some extra keys. Ice Palace, it's nice to have an extra key. Mire, really not.
Yeah, about the only good thing getting an extra key in Mire is to let you, you can route it just a bit differently. Let's say you ended up getting some, good hints. I'm very sorry about that. Getting some good hints about where items currently are. So, if you knew there was something on the left side that you wanted immediately and you had a small key, you could immediately go to the left side instead of going to the right to go back to the left.
Yep. Humbug finished his bomb farming. Nobly gonna go and check out Village of Outcasts first, hoping for a lucky bomb draw.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the Skull Woods play to get these extra bombs. That's actually a very common starting play for inverted seeds, because that is a guaranteed bomb drops. Right there, Nobly's getting 50-50s. Hey, big key to Turtle Rock. All right. But the one in Skull Woods, you get 2 bombs every death, and if you get there early enough with only 3 hearts, makes it a lot easier.
And a small key to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is a really interesting dungeon in Inverted, because if you have your Light World access and the mirror, you can start from Laser Bridge, and that can be your intended access into Turtle Rock. So we could find Cane of Samaria there.
Yep. Oh, and a Power Glove in the pinball room. So that's one piece of the Light World puzzle.
Also gives us access to, of course, sequence break up Death Mountain. The access to Death Mountain is in that flipped cave. So the normal bumper cave access in the Dark World is actually your access to Death Mountain. And that cave in the Light World will be your access to Bumper Cave.
Yep. Oh, fire rod. And a bottle. So that'll be good when we finally get Kakariko Village access. Castle Tower key. Uh-oh.
And there's that Cane of Samaria in Thieves Town. So right now, we are sword and a medallion and a lamp from being able to access and go into Turtle Rock.
That is a very scary proposition. And actually, we technically don't need a sword to go into Turtle Rock again with the Light World shenanigans. Because a very fun thing that could happen in inverted mode is, again, the same thing that can happen in regular, is forced bunny traversal. Not fun in some instances, but it's completely possible.
Yeah, but getting access to the Light World on Death Mountain is a bit of a hassle. You would need you would need the Titan's Mitts in order to do that. No Thieves Town Big Key, so that Cane of Samaria is all we found. But now Nobly will go into Skull Woods and be able to check that middle chest, but taking an unfortunate overworld death, which is common in inverted.
Yes. So, just because the worlds are inverted doesn't mean the enemy stats are inverted. These guys are hitting like the trucks they can be in Dark World, so you're taking two hearts plus damage almost every single hit.
And it looks like we're going to get railroaded into whatever items are here in the back of Skull Woods. And this is quite often the case in inverted Keysanity, where the early Thieves Town and early Skull Woods will just railroad you to one particular thing. If you have the non-Keysanity version of inverted, it usually just railroads you into doing 3 Hard Hammer Blind.
Yup. Such a fun fight. Alright, so some of the notable changes, at least in Inverted, are the ones that we've said earlier. The Bomb Shop takes up residence in Link's house in Light World. The Aghanim's Tower in Castle Tower is actually where Ganon's Tower is, and Ganon's Tower is where Aghanim's Tower is, so the final fight is actually held at Hyrule Castle.
Which is kind of fun and makes for some fun routing shenanigans in when you do finish your seed, especially if you're low on swords. So you go to the normal Aga Tower entrance, you climb Ganon's Tower, and the bird will take you right back to that front door and drop down in the hole.
Yep.
And that means that, yes, Aga Tower is at the top of Death Mountain. We do have one of those Castle Tower keys. You do not need the sword or cape in order to climb. Well, you need a sword to break the curtain, but you do not need the cape or the Master Sword. Once you get the lamp and those 2 Castle Tower small keys, as well as mountain access, we could go and take care of Aghanim.
Mm-hmm. So we have a question in chat asking about the Cane of Burna, if it's able to hurt Moth. Unfortunately, no. I don't believe it does damage to Moth.
It does actually do damage, because Fighter Sword swings do damage to Moth, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, and we would still need a sword to cut the curtain in the back.
Ah, fair. It just seems like... I guess what it is just seems like it doesn't do damage because of the fact that Burna forces enemies up, and there's a bunch of spikes in Moth's room, and Moth is immune to spike damage.
So Nobly is farming rupees for what Humbug is showing off here. One of the most common ways to get rupees in this early game. You get your 20 rupees and you play this arrow game. There's a relatively consistent setup, but just mistimed that last one.
Yeah, luckily if you hit 4 in a row, you still end up making a profit, so...
You want to time the arrow as soon as that back target crosses the second curtain line from the right. And we'll see what's here in Dig Game, why we needed all those rupees. It's either here or it's the back of Skull Woods.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna laugh if I see the flippers.
The
Hammerless Ice Palace is on the table. Nope, just a piece of heart.
Just a piece of heart. Did make up some of his money back. Gonna farm a little bit extra. And yeah, Ice Palace, one of the other changes, in order to access it from the Dark World, there's no Titansmith's requirement. There is just a nice ladder that you can swim directly into Ice Palace for him.
Yep. Actually, a very fun fact about the inverted mode is that Titansmiths actually don't become a required item at all.
No, there's only a hard requirement for Titansmiths for King's Tomb, but there are all the other ways around getting around Titansmiths. For the Smith Chain, you can use the Mirror. Again, for access to Light Death Mountain, you can use the Hookshot.
Okay, I don't know it being a 50 rupee hoard. And Humbug is saying, heck with logic.
Yep, gonna sequence break up the mountain. So this is the Old Man Rescue Cave. The interesting thing with this is he's going to come out on Dark Death Mountain, have to climb up, take the portal at the top, and then drop down to rescue him. He can then do some bunny shenanigans on the mountain, such as getting the item inside Spectacle Cave, which, if Death Mountain was in logic with a lamp, would also be a logical item to grab as a bunny.
That is correct.
Inverted is one of the modes, similar to, Crossworld Entrance Shuffle, where bunny shenanigans are a habit. You can talk to NPCs as a bunny, so your Moon Pearl could be on Sick Kid, your Moon Pearl could be on Uncle, and of course you can pick up items off the ground.
And if you notice on the top part of Humbug's screen, you did see a ladder that was leading up to Ganon's tower. Yep, that's a thing. We will likely be seeing that in a little bit after the rescue, I believe.
Alright, gets that save and quit point, which does not take you to the Light World. It actually takes you to that Dark World version of the cave. But Humbug is going to try to brave Death Mountain and get that Spectacle Rock item, but Death Mountain is still very dangerous. There's a question about Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is not already... The front door of Turtle Rock is not already open. It does require a medallion and a sword. However, there are other entrances to Turtle Rock that you can access from the Light World, and if you have the mirror, enter them. So you could enter the vanilla Big Key door, you could enter in the Laser Eye Wall, or you could enter the Laser Bridge exit from jumping down off the top of Light Death Mountain and then mirroring.
Yep, and Humbug is actually going to go into Castle Tower.
Alright, one item available here. Could sequence break. I mean, since he's already sequence breaking and he has the fire rod, I expect he's going to go and check the second item in the Dark Maze as well.
Ooh, that's spicy. Look.
Okay. Hookshot not going to do much for us yet since we can't use it without the Moon Pearl. But once we do get the Moon Pearl, that will be access to East Death Mountain for us. Now we're going to go and do his Skullwoods checks. We'll probably get those other 2 checks in the back that we did not see from Humbug. That is our logical access. I'm thinking that Humbug is guessing that it's the lamp to put that hookshot in logic, and perhaps Super Bunny Cave in logic. And no, there's a question in chat. Can we access Catfish with the hookshot? No, that hookshot block only goes from west to only goes from east to west. It does not go the other way around.
Three-heart Lionel navigation is also a usual hard requirement in Inverted. There are chances where it's not required, but yeah. The hint there, don't hug the Lionel. Get hit by the energy bolt.
Hey, there's a Bombos medallion. We are a sword away from potentially being able to enter Turtle Rock.
And the first of many Palace of Darkness small keys.
Yep, as per any Keysanity seed, 6 pod keys available. If you do Hammer Yump, you can do it with 5. If you avoid opening the middle door, you can do it with 4. But that's really awful, and it is bomb. I'm thinking a sword is in our future.
Very, very possibly. Just the question is, where is the sword?
I'm thinking it's the back of Skullwoods, right in the bridge chest.
You know, that would not surprise me. Or it could be right there.
Okay.
That works.
All right, here we go. Yeah. No, you want to stay on the mountain, Humbug.
I think he realizes that. I think Humbug is actually realizing that there's the possibility now that he knows that Turtle Rock is now severely out of logic because of the Death Mountain ascent being lampless. Not to say that he climbed the mountain without the lamp, but he could also be heading to Spec Rock to take care of that if he didn't do that on the initial playthrough here. So I don't recall seeing that. So
it's very likely that it's either lamp in the in Skullwoods. It could be also, like flute and no, because we still need to go to the light world to activate the flute. So it has to be the lamp, probably in Skullwoods, or something that leads us to the lamp, like the hammer or the flippers.
Yeah.
But hey, here we go. 3-heart green male Turtle Rock. Who's excited
Everyone's
to see this?
favorite! So those 2 little skulls that are on the back of Turtle Rock, those aren't normally there. Those actually contain portals to go to the light world up there, which you will be surrounded by hammer pegs instantly.
Yep. So just like how Dark World Turtle Rock requires the Titan's Mitts and Hammer, going to the light world from there, you need the Titan's Mitts to lift those rockets, and then you need the hammer to escape the cage.
Ooh, it was a bow.
Okay. Bow's interesting, and there's our Titan's Mitts.
Oh, and the mitts.
All right, here's some buddy shenanigans going on. If we find the mirror, that's going to be so fun. Now, I think with Titan's Mitts, that means that we could potentially activate a flute if we found one as a bunny.
I believe you're correct.
No, because there's the other rock in the Dark World that you'd have to lift up. No.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like going through the map, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, the only feasible way to do that is there would have to be and even though boots and the mirror. Oh boy.
Oh, okay. So with that, and the big key, we're only an ice rod away from being able to beat Trinex.
Yep. So I have to ask the obligatory question: are you a witch?
Yes. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I thought it was obvious, right?
I mean, I don't see the hat.
Well,
I mean, you never know.
It's an invisible hat. I'm a witch.
Oh, okay.
We do have a bottle of blue potion, which makes Turtle Rock not quite as awful. We will need one more small key in order to access Turtle Rock now, but we have access to the vanilla big key chest as well as the.
Humbug, you're gonna get trapped.
You're gonna get trapped.
Yep, he realizes.
He remembers.
And that is also another change. Mushroom in the second chest. Okay. So that's another change that you just saw for Turtle Rock is you can hop on the back through the tail.
Alright, so Humbug gonna go to Light World and climb up Death Mountain as a bunny. With the Cane of Samaria and the big key, I imagine is probably going to drop down to the laser bridge entrance. But could also go to the vanilla big key, or the vanilla big chest entrance.
I am actually surprised he didn't get hit there.
Yeah, the Moldorms were very polite to him, and we find a big key we can pick up on the island.
Hi, Ice Palace. How you doing?
Yeah.
So you'll notice in Light World there's an additional fourth drop down. That's not a normal thing.
Okay, Humbug not going to Turtle Rock.
I think he wants to get the second item in the castle tower.
Oh, probably.
He's a little more well-equipped with a sword, so he can navigate that dark room a little bit better.
There was a small key on Spectacle Rock. All right, nobly.
I would legit laugh if it was the second castle tower key. You're like, hey, where's that lamp at? Because now we got ag access. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Okay.
Ooh, using his blue potion here to take care of all the enemies with bombos.
Yeah. He only had half a heart left, and I doubt he wanted to try to climb this again.
Alright, nope.
This is one of the harder dark rooms. Alright, he just got his mushroom.
Now, I think to get the item on top of Spectacle Rock, we would need Hammer.
No, actually, I don't believe you do. I think. No, because as long as you can get in front of, Man, inverted logic messes with my head. Give me a second.
Because we would need to be in the light world to access it, and we would need to be in front of Tower of Hera, and I think Hera is hard-locked by the hammer. Oh, no, it's...
No, yeah, you could do it because we have the...
Oh, you could...
No, no, you are... No.
No, because
as long as you get across the bridge.
Which is blocked by hammer pegs.
Which is locked by hammer pegs. Yes. It is a hard lock. It is a hard hammer lock, yes.
Yep.
Inverted logic, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take this mode lightly. It's a fun mode, but oh man, does it mess with your head.
Alright, Humbug with a sword and boots, I think, is going to go and find whatever logical access is here in Skullwoods, probably take care of Moth at the same time. I don't see any reason why not.
I can think of several reasons. Fighter sword, green mail, 3 hearts.
It's fine. It's fine. Although I'm surprised you didn't start at Link's house. One of the other changes in Inverted is that the shop by Dark Lake Hylia actually sells a blue potion. Normally, it sells just a red potion in vanilla, but
Wait,
because
what?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, since oftentimes the potion shop is not available because it's blocked by Light World access and you can't flute to 2, one of the convenience of life routing things that the devs had made was to have that shop sell a blue potion.
Today I learned. That actually is kind of cool.
And I think that was what Nobly just picked up, didn't he?
Yep, I just saw that.
All right, there's only the 10 arrows
All right,
back
since
there.
I didn't catch, what was the price of the potion?
It's the usual blue potion price.
Okay, it's the same. Okay, so it's not a markup like it is for the potion shop.
No.
Okay.
All right, Humbug gonna go check the item that's in Logic first. Makes sense. And then we can see. I'm
odds
dollars
are
to donuts.
It's gonna throw everything into the Logic, or it's gonna be another convoluted route like the flippers. Nope. Okay. Now.
All right. So now everything we have is back in Logic. That's a relief. It's hard enough keeping track of Inverted without worrying about sequence breaks.
Smart move with the Bombos Medallion. Gets rid of these Gibdos, because Gibdo hugs are painful.
And saves a little bit of magic. So he can use a Fire Rod on Moth, which with Fighter Sword, I don't blame him.
Looks like he'll have 5 shots with the magic refill. 4 with the magic refill in the next room.
Alright, so that's 4, and then you would need another 8 Fighter Sword spins to make up the difference. So it's a long fight, especially with 3 hearts. Want to make sure that Moth is in the perfect position to actually take damage from your Fire Rod shots and not be up in the corner.
Ooh. Those energy beams do 2 hearts of damage. Not fun. Yep, and Humbug just said, nope.
Nope, exactly. I've got Lamp. This puts the rest of Turtle Rock in Logic. Let's go do Turtle Rock. And we are still at, like, look at the items that we have.
We're key locked out of Turtle Rock. There's no way to access the other end, is there?
Yeah, we go into the Light World portal at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot the bottom portal's open. Right. I keep forgetting Mitz still accesses that.
Yes, indeedy. But look at our item layout. We got Titans and boots and the rod and the cane and bow and mirror, but we don't have any heart containers.
Yeah, see, this is like the perfect layout you want for a normal open mode save. It's like, yeah, hey, we got boots, mitts. All right, let's go. It's like, and even that Light World with 3 hearts, that's nothing.
Well, Death Mountain though is a different matter.
True.
Gotta dodge all these dead rocks out of the way, and almost more difficultly dodging the mini Moldorms on the climb up the mountain here. And yeah, with no Turtle Rock small keys, we'll want to probably take the laser bridge exit from dropping down here. Yep. And a mirror. And we'll see what's here on Laser Bridge. 3 hearts green mail.
So if you saw the ice rod, so if you saw the ice rod right now, would you cry?
Yes. Oh, okay, there's the moon. Alright, we got Light World access. So there's something for your record books, people. Remember the seed where you saw Moon Pearl on Laser Bridge?
Fairly common occurrence in Inverted. Or in some forms of glitched logic, I guess.
And Humbug is gonna go make his way to Crystal Roller Room and likely the Vanilla Big Key Chest and the Vanilla Big Chest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, changing his mind.
He's too low on magic.
Oh.
So, I'm trying to remember the key routing for Turtle Rock. I believe in Inverted, it is 2 keys.
Yes, 2 keys.
Full clear. And then 3 if you... wait, or is it 2 to full clear, or is it 3 to full clear?
It's...
with Lava Island.
2 to full clear if you steal the key from Lava Island. 3 if you have to open that chest.
Okay, thank you. I knew my math was there somewhere.
Do have Paradox Cave right here, so why not 7
hey,
items?
Look, a heart container.
Oh, what a relief.
And not much else.
Oh, don't... Yeah, it was just about to save and quit, but we still have Spiral Cave up here, which would be a good check to make.
And with that Turtle Rock big key, I would actually get the big chest in Turtle Rock as well.
Yes, absolutely. And then you can continue on to the Vanilla Big Key chest. Does mean an extra climb up the mountain, but it's not that bad. I actually would have done that first, because you could jump down to the Spiral Cave, mirror, go in the big key door, and then do this, because... And nobody gonna do a fake... Oh, he set up a water walk. He's sequence breaking over to Catfish here.
Oh boy.
That means he's gonna leave his Moon Pearl on Turtle Rock behind, since he's got all of this East Dark World to explore.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, this could pay off.
Yeah.
You never know.
Hammer would be nice, because then he could go and take care of Tower of Hera, and you'd have the portal on the top of the mountain, which makes routing a bit better.
Gives the Catfish a flower. I usually give him a skull. Maybe flowers give you better stuff.
Nope, just the compass.
A compass.
Okay, with 1 pod small key and the bow, a couple of items he can check in pod. Also take a look at the pyramid ledge item. And here we go, 31-minute Kakriko. Let's see if we find something good. We have no idea what our crystals are, so we don't really know what items we absolutely need, but we'll need the hammer at some point.
Safe to assume we need all the items. Let's just say all of them. Just
sure. Probably need the flute or the book. In order to access Desert, it is a hard requirement of the book. You cannot mirror into Desert Palace. However, to access Mire, it can be the book or the flute, because you can get the book to get into Desert and then mirror into Mire.
Yep. Speaking of Hera, there's the small... I had a convenient flute.
All right. And the book! Okay. So...
I'm going to say it again. I don't need to say it, but I'm thinking it again.
My hat is peaked, and it is just on all cylinders today.
Apparently. And that is the second Turtle Rock key. So one more Turtle Rock key, they can full clear that dungeon when they get the Ice Rock.
Ooh, and the very important small key to Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Arguably the most important small key in the game, since it does lock the entire dungeon.
Correct. So, Humbug is now activating the flute. So, the duck can only be summoned in the Dark World. So, the drop-down points are relatively the same spots. I think there's been a couple just minor adjustment maneuvers, programming-wise, because otherwise it would stick them onto, like, impassable terrain. But, for the most part, it's pretty much the same. You flip the 6, you're going to go to that near that legend desert. Flute the 4, you're going to be right in front of Link's house. Flute the 3, you'll be in Village of Outcasts. All
Finding
that fun
a
stuff.
lovely blue mail in the chicken hut. And then Humbug is going to have a lot of options here. He could go and dip into Pod and then... or go to Clear Eastern and then mirror into Pod. He could do the usual South Shore route. He could check the Mire Desert area. Do lots of North Dark World stuff, taking a look at Lumberjack, Boots, Checks, Graveyard Ledge. And he has no Light World maps.
Wow.
Smith Chain is an option, except for Hammer Pegs. That looks like what he's gonna do.
Hey!
Hello, Hammer. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
I think the maintenance crew left their tools when they were building the next shelf in the library there.
And Nobly gonna go for Mimic Clip here. He has the bow. I don't know why he's doing this.
Probably just practicing, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
it is a
but
race,
this says,
but
let's take care of this.
I mean, some people just want to show off their tricks. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
That's very fair. It is pretty impressive.
More health. Hey, now
Oh.
we're at 7 Hearts Blue Mail. Now I definitely think Humbug's much more comfortable.
Yeah, I was probably thinking about, I can go take care of health again.
That's the second mail upgrade.
Okay, and so Nobly also get on his mail, and as per usual, Pod and Keysanity has a key in it.
Fake powder on the bat. Love
This
that.
is
I
really
love that.
nice. This is super good rounding from Humbug.
Not necessarily a required key, but a good key to have.
Yeah, it's... Oh, and there's our second Agatower key.
Uh-oh.
That key is in logic with that one pod key that we found. So Aga...
Well, it's in logic even without it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the original one we found. And yeah, the other pod key is also in logic.
Yeah, so Aga is now on the table.
The only reason we would need it, though, is for if there's something on Lumberjack. And Humbug is actually going to go do a race game first before taking a look at Purple Chest, which makes sense because you can't do that with a follower.
You don't know how many times I've forgotten about that.
Purple Chest will not follow you into the house.
Can't you take me someplace nice? This house is nice. I sometimes get sassy with the chest. Be like, what? The house is nice? You trying to tell the people it's not nice? Man, I can take you anywhere.
I mean, Chest has got, a little bit uppity. I mean, look where it was. Doesn't even have a roof or a door. So for those of us just joining us in, we're a little half hour in, what Nobly needs to do is take those Titan's mitts to the bottom of Dark Death Mountain and go into the Light World, climb Death Mountain as a bunny, drop down the middle of Light Death Mountain to the Turtle Rock Fairy Cave, mirrored into Laser Bridge, and get his Moon Pearl.
Yep, Moon Pearl is in the topmost chest of Laser Bridge.
Not sure where Humbug is going right. Oh, he's going to just set up a regular fake flipper. You have the hook shot, Nobly. I mean, I know you want to show off all these neat tricks, but
I think he's just also taking care of the purple shit. Oh, Nobly, never mind. I was looking at Humbug for some weird reason.
all right. There's a rather inconspicuous VT there on the ground by the cave south of Grove, where you notice the geography has been altered so that you don't need the mirror to access that.
Yeah, I'm going to take a wild stab and say that Christos was the one who did that.
Definitely. Or maybe AA?
No, I think AA only takes care of the entrance randomizer stuff. This is this would be hard-coded into the main game, so I think it would be the core group. But, I mean, I could be...
Here we go, and I'm going to check our dam. No flippers to do swamp at this point. So Humbug could go over to the desert area, would have a Bombos tablet, could take a look at that, could do Agina, Checkerboard Cave, go into desert and mirror into Mire, or could do South Shore. It's about equal amounts of items either way.
And here's Ice Palace.
Hello, Ice Palace. Not gonna find the hammer in here, so that's unfortunate. We'll not be able to complete this. But if he finds, say, a Turtle Rock small in the Ice Rod, that may encourage him to go over there.
Mm-hmm. And another fun fact with, even though he doesn't have the hammer, he actually has access to almost all the items in the dungeon, provided he can pull off the, Icebreaker.
Yes.
Oof.
Would only be orphaning the item on Cold Stare and the item in that hammer peg room.
Yep.
And he's gonna go for that again.
Yeah, the death was relatively early, so...
I'm not sure why Nobly is avoiding the rest of Turtle Rock. Either he doesn't know that you can bunny walk there, because he surely knows he's out of logic at this point with all the fake flippering. And unless he's thinking that his Moon Pearl is on Moth. Or that flippers are on Moth.
Valid point.
Alright, now Humbug gonna do his flippers checks. We'll get the item on the floating island with a nice fake flipper setup. Did he set up water? Did he get a stored water walk out of Ice Rod Cave? I wasn't paying attention.
I do not know. I did not check that, how he exited.
We'll see when he does, if he sets up another fake flipper from Hobo or if he just jumps into the water. And Nobly is setting up for Icebreaker. Relatively new tech that uses the Cane of Samaria's interesting properties to put Link into an extended door state. And since Link doesn't ever get caught indoors, he automatically walks. If the game thinks Link is in a door, he just walks straight through that wall.
Like so.
Alright, that is the one chest that Nobly will have to skip in that pull, but he can get all the rest of the chests here in Ice Palace.
Alright, that is a hammerlock shuffle, I believe? No. That one is accessible. No, that chest is accessible.
That chest is accessible, yes, because we would be able to get the... Well, if we had another small key, it would be. because we could use.
Oh right,
that.
I keep forgetting. I'm putting IPBJ in my head for that one.
Yeah, and I mean, since we did come into Ice Palace with one small key, we could have, accidentally used that key to go into Ice Tea instead, and then open the dumb switch room. Alright, time for some information. Let's find out some of these crystals.
Thieves Town and Desert, 5 and 6.
Okay, we're missing big keys for those, but other than that, we would be able to clear them.
I think Nobly forgot he didn't have the hammer.
And this is a fun thing. So Humbug, obviously very knowledgeable about inverted, knows approximately where to mirror in order to get to the pyramid ledge. And of course, as per Keysanity standard, we find the maps immediately after we already get that information. And good point from Next Gen Human that even if, it is out of logic because he doesn't have the flippers, but we're working on the assumption that right now Nobly thinks that the flippers are on Mothula, given his routing choices, that he's done a lot of this fake flipper stuff.
Which, fun fact, could still be a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't know. And there's a quick medallion.
Okay, that may be required for Meyer. And the question from GM Big Kev, why do some heart containers fill you up and others do not? There is only one heart container in the game that fills you up, and that is called the Sanctuary Heart. The other heart containers in the vanilla game drop from bosses, and in that case, there is the crystal or dungeon cutscene that triggers a heart fill up so that when you defeat the boss, you go with full health. However, the other heart container that you get in Sanctuary doesn't have a cutscene that's accompanied with it, so that one is special and it's coded to fully refill your health.
Yep, and the only other time you would get a refill is if you obtained 4 pieces of heart. For the same exact reason, there's no cutscene that accompanies getting a heart container for that. And Nobly finding the small key to thieves, so now he knows. I think he realized, okay, I don't really have anything. It could also be he might have been hunting for more health.
That's very fair, and maybe,
I mean, this
hopefully...
is not fun. 3 heart, Dark Death Mountain, not fun.
Nope. Not quite enough, has just enough magic to get past Lionel's, but it's going for Hook Invincibility. And Lionel's just constantly spamming fireballs, please! And we're gonna go and grab this full magic refill from Super Buddy.
Yeah, and that's usually when I do my thing, is like, sir, excuse me, sir, excuse me.
I think at that point, oh, what? Hello, flippers. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
So, Swamp Palace, anyone? No, we'll do Eastern first. Eastern is full clearable, and Humbug will go and take care of that, and then mirror into Pod, as well as get information about our green pendant.
Yeah, I see that coming.
Alright, Nobly doing his buddy walk up the mountain. We'll have to be very careful with the mini Moldworms. Those mini Moldworms will kill him. But it's gonna do a Super Bunny. I'm not sure. We've got a vanilla, a green pendant, and Eastern. I don't think this is gonna work.
I think he's gonna do I think he's doing revival. Yeah, he had it there. He's doing revival.
Okay. But that doesn't work on the overworld. That'll work on dungeons.
That's probably what he was thinking to do. Also, thank you, Saha, for telling us that we have a vanilla Eastern prize. We appreciate that.
Well, I mean, that's not too bad, because then once we do Eastern, we can turn in that green pendant and mirror right into the Dark World to rescue Kiki. So that's kind of useful.
True. So 7-item Eastern Palace, effectively, so that's not bad. And considering we have the bow and the big key, why not?
Absolutely. Alright, nobly not gonna mess around with a hook shot, is just gonna go and do Burnistrats. Can't say I blame him. Imagine coming into Eastern Palace on 11 hearts.
Only in rando, man. So, what is our next item that we want to find? I guess that'd be a good question.
Well, the only things that we know we don't actually know what we need for sure.
Well, we know we need a sword.
We know we need a sword. We need big keys for Thieves' Town and Desert for sure. We may need the Ice Rod. We may need the Ether Medallion and the Quake Medallion. Or the Quake Medallion. And other than that, it's mostly just keys. We're at a loss for what our other pendants are. Once we find that out, then we'll be in a better position. So really, right now, Humbug can go into Pod. He can full clear Ice. He can full clear Swamp. Clear Skull Woods. Could clear No, can't clear Tower. Well, could theoretically kill Moldorm in Tower of Hera, but we'd be leaving the big chest behind. We can go into Mire. Maybe.
Maybe.
Have to see. Swamp feels, obviously Humbug is probably going to do Pod right after Eastern because it's right there. That makes sense. And then I would probably go into Swamp just because it's so many items and you have everything you need to clear it.
Oh boy, no! Yeah, I think Nobly doesn't realize the back of Turtle Rock from Light World.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he looked something up and saw it.
Okay. Inverted logic. It's a thing. And we are going to see our first boss. Well, first completed boss from Humbug, assuming Armos Knights doesn't go terribly wrong. I can't imagine it will.
And as you say that...
What can I say? My witch's hat is...
Commentators curse anyone?
Yeah, full strength here. Small key to Skullwood, something we do not need.
It's a convenience key.
It is a convenience key. Now, something that Humbug would love to see on this green pendant is another pod key, or maybe the pod big key.
Ooh, that's actually a good point. I didn't see Nobly save and quit. He potentially save scummed his keys in Turtle Rock.
Interesting. But he's
fighting Naga. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Only a heart piece on Saha. So when he does this, he'll be in the light world.
You will get the very inevitable news that you made the incorrect decision on the seed.
The checks that he'll be able to make is he can go over, he can talk to Uncle, he can talk to Sick Kid. And neither of those two places will give him any kind of progression. He still doesn't know what's on Mothula, and we don't either, so... But Mothula can't really hold anything for him that would give him progression, unless... unless it was like another pod key that led him to get another Turtle Rock Small and the Ice Rod.
Possible?
Like I think that's the only thing you can find, because that would let him get further into Turtle Rock the vanilla way. But he would have to then, sequence break possibly the rest of Pod and just get lucky and find the rest of his rest of his Turtle Rock keys in there.
Yeah.
Hey, we get an Aga 1 fight here. This will put Nobly on top of Hyrule Castle as a bunny. Getting his pod key and of course a red mail, so he's rolling in the health now. I'm gonna go check the back with that one small key.
I don't fault this. I mean, it's 3 items, 5 if you can pull the hammer yump, which, yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, they shouldn't be hammer yumping yet.
No, you want to do the side first and then approach it from the top so that you don't have to make another trip through. And there could be another pod small key in one of these 2 basement chests. Okay, so we've got more than enough Ganon's Tower keys. There won't be anything that we'll ever need to find in Ganon's Tower this seed, unless it's perhaps... No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I didn't say it.
You already thought it. It's too late.
Ah, fine, I'll say it. Unless all 3 of the other swords are in the Ganon's Tower basement.
Yep, I knew where you were going with that.
Okay, Nobly.
But I'll tell you what, I'll take it a step further. The three swords and the silvers.
Ooh. Alright, there's a small key to desert, so that will further incentivize the desert play after this for Humbug. And Nobly not going to Uncle, which is the easier bunny check, but he is gonna go and walk all the way to Sick Kid first.
I think we might be getting a Swamp Palace play.
Yeah, okay. Again, I like this. This makes sense.
Or no, actually, that could be. No, yeah. You still do this. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be in the late world to get to Swamp Palace.
Right. I was forgetting step B.
It happens. Question, do we know where the Ice Rod is? No, we have no idea where the Ice Rod is. We don't even know if the Ice Rod is required. Turtle Rock could be one of our other pendants. Turtle Rock Laser Bridge, however, is 100% required. That is where Nobly needs to go to get his Moon Pearl. which unlocks literally everything. Okay, Nobly gonna do the Smith chain here. I guess, yeah, this is something that you can do.
Yeah, this could be a required bunny maneuver.
Not in this seed, but it could be in some other game.
Yeah, not in this seed, but
that's something to file away.
Hey, we have a light world map.
Woo! And it's not the one for desert.
No, it's not. And it's not the one for Eastern. It's actually a useful map.
So yeah, I would say, if you're interested in inverted, even though Nobly is not doing the quote-unquote correct move, this is a perfectly valid move to do in inverted and something that the logic could require you to do, which is to rescue the Smith and the purple chest as a bunny. At least Nobly does have, 4 hearts now.
Yeah.
Be able to look at this item, but can't pick it up. The only thing we won't be able to check in Swamp Palace, of course, is that Swamp Big Chest.
So naturally, it's going to have some sort of progression.
Of course. I'm thinking the Pod Big Key.
Oh, that's cool.
Humbug remembering ahead of time that switch is too far away for the fighter sword to hit and pulls out a boomerang. And it looks like he's gonna go set up a diver down strat.
Yes, he is.
If you transition the room just as the bomb is exploding, then set up your diver down to clip through the rail. As soon as you transition into the room with the small key, the bomb will go off, the switch will be hit, and you don't need to make another trip through.
This is one of those tricks I have not gotten down yet. Nice.
Really nicely done. Oh, he must have... I think he left the room too early. The bomb didn't quite explode, so... The switches didn't get hit. Humbug, the switches aren't hit.
Humbug! Humbug! Oh boy.
Alright.
Well,
We'll not be able to do...
He will get a very rude awakening very rapidly here.
Alright, Meyer.
Big key to Meyer shed.
So that makes Meyer clearable once Humbug does these checks. And our other two pendants are Meyer and Skull Woods.
Alright, we have all of our knowledge.
Alright, so we will need the ice rod at some point. We will need the pod big key.
Oh, and it's quite... This is out of logic for Nobly.
Is it?
I think so.
He
because he didn't. Yeah, because he doesn't have access to pod. Quake is in pod.
Oh, that's right. He sequence broke to pod.
But it's a dungeon he can do.
Even though it's a pendant.
Yep.
Of course, we are still going to need that ice rod. We're going to need the pod big key. Going to need the Thieves' Town big key.
Okay, I'm going to say it now. Please let there be a Turtle Rock small key in here. Please.
Oh, that would be great.
Please.
If there's a Turtle Rock small and the ice rod, that would be fantastic for Nobly.
Yes, Turtle Rock and
not
ice
great
rod,
for Humbug, but it would be fantastic for Nobly.
Yeah, it would get him right on track.
Alright, Humbug having to make...
Oh, I'm being corrected. I was wrong. It was not in a pod. It was in ice. which is still out of logic because of lack of flippers.
There's the ice rod in Swamp Palace. You know, as you do.
Alright, just give us a Turtle Rock Small, please.
That's 20 rupees!
Can I buy a Turtle Rock Small for 20 rupees? No?
This isn't retro.
Alright. Be 100,
And that wouldn't be enough anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so Nobly could still possibly be bailed out if he finds a couple of Turtle Rock Smalls in here. And Humbug gonna do the other location for Diver Down. You don't need Cane of Samaria to do this. You can do it with the bomb explosion to clip yourself into the rail, but Samaria is much cleaner, and you don't need to worry about bomb damage.
Hey, speaking of pod keys.
Delicious pod keys.
So Humbug did go through the front door, so he will need 5 keys now to completely clear.
Wrong small key. 3 more chances for Nobly to find some Turtle Rock Smalls here in Mire, as Humbug is gonna do Fighter Sword Argus. You really want to do the double. You really want to try to get the double puffs and do sword swings. That's the fastest way to do it. The problem is, again, the Fighter Sword hitbox is so short that even if you do get the double puffs, sometimes they move out of range.
Yep. I mean, we could always play Menu Boss Simulator.
No. I don't want to. It's bad enough in Swordless Seeds.
Oh, silver.
Alright, that's nice to find.
Independent Mire.
Probably not something Humbug will find unless he goes in here looking for a sword. And you know what? Silvers will be nice for this upcoming Vitreous fight.
That's true.
Because otherwise, he would have been doing a 5-heart Fighter Sword Vitreous.
I would just turn my console off at that point. I'd be like, I'm good.
Alright, Humbug gets his first crystal of the match at an hour 6 in. Is on the hunt for just a Master Sword. Big keys.
Master Sword, yep. If he wanted to go into Mire, he does need to find that Quake Medallion.
I'm going to turn in the mushroom, perhaps then do flipper checks, followed by Ice Palace. Or is this Nope, this is going to be flipper checks. I wasn't sure if it's going to be flipper checks or North Light World.
Well, it's probably going to be both.
Well, if you go all the way over to Zora, then you'd have to probably want to save and quit then to do your North Light World.
Yeah, it is kind of a pain in the butt, but at the same time, is what it is.
Grabbing a couple of potions for upcoming Cold Stare and Trinex fights, no doubt.
Can't fault that.
Nope, and still has plenty of cash left for the Scamfish upcoming.
Boss fight on the left, blink and you miss it. And I just realized that's also a pun because you're fighting eyeballs.
Vitreous can't blink, though. Poor guy.
Yeah, he doesn't have eyelids. Nothing in Mire aside from silvers.
Let's see, and that the other pendant is Skull Woods, but nobody will not be able.
Oh no, that could put us. Oh, pedestals and logic.
It is in logic.
Oh, that's scary.
And nobly could. No, he can't.
No,
get
he
there.
can't. He has to have light world access. So he has.
Well,
to
I
get
mean,
to the rock.
no, I'm just trying to think if you could bunny walk into Eastern and then revive, then dungeon revive. I think you can. I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, you can actually. No, you can't. There's no way to die in the first room.
You could bomb yourself.
You can't use items as bunny.
Oh, right. All right. 60% refund.
Nice! Great minds think alike. I love it.
Maybe you're getting some of my witch powers. So just to recap, everybody, Laser Bridge has our Moon Pearl. Nobly needs to make his way there through some inverted bunny shenanigans. Oh, you know what he can do?
Oh.
He can drop off the pit multiple times.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, why did he release the fairy?
I'm not sure, because I mean, Fairy Revive works just as well as the regular Dungeon Revive.
That's here. Okay, sure.
I mean, he can get some more fairies from the back of Eastern here, so this will be a full clear Eastern for him. We'll get that green pendant.
So he goes the skull.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls pedestal. What if he pulls a sword?
Ooh, that's spicy.
That's gonna be very spicy.
Or a Turtle Rock Small.
Yes, Turtle Rock Small, please. No, yes, we need Turtle Rock Small. Which then makes it really bad if well, actually, because you only need 3 in inverted, but oh man, that would make you really fun.
It would depend on what, Humbug's... If Humbug's Go mode is a Turtle Rock Small, then maybe. But
yeah,
then...
but he also has the book to read the pedestal, so...
Yeah. Then it would really just kind of also depend if there's something that's in the lava chest or not. Alright, nobody gets his powder. Not do that as a bunny. This is the only dungeon he can do as a bunny, since, again, you can't use the book as a bunny, and he doesn't even have the book, but there's a sword, that hammerlock chest in ice, so Humbug has his master sword.
Well then.
Likely will not be getting silvers, though, so, Humbug is a very experienced runner, would be able to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Yeah,
he does have red mail and plenty of health, but...
Yeah, he is, item-wise, he is literally just the Quake Medallion away from Go mode from items. And then we just needed the key.
And we don't even need Quake, since Myre's a pendant. But he may go into Myre anyway if he's doing the desert area looking for those big keys, since that Misery Mire big key is right under the mat.
So we do have a question in chat saying that the Know the Daily racers have more than the feature 2. How many are there? This race we actually had 8 entrants come into this one. And also, while we're on the topic of the runners, which the bot seems to be broken, unfortunately, please definitely give these guys a follow. It's not easy to want to be able to be showcased like this, but
No, especially on a mode like this where you know it's gonna put you into awful situations.
yeah, I know. If I was playing this, I'd probably be on my end. I'd be like not at this point when it happened. I'd be like, of course it's on Laser Bridge. Why is it anywhere else?
Exactly. Your necessary item is always on Laser Bridge or Left Side Swamp, and in this case, it was both. All right, cold stare fight for Humbug. Feels much better now with a Master Sword as opposed to the Fighter Sword. I'm sure he would have pulled out hammer strats otherwise. And there we go. We get a semi-simultaneous pendant and crystal pickup. I'm gonna make some good progress through this seed. But he's run out of Well, he could clear Turtle Rock now. He does have the key to get to Trinex. I don't believe he's used that second Turtle Rock Small yet.
Yes, he only had one when he initially went in, so yes, you are correct. Question in chat, is Humbug in Go mode? Unfortunately, no, he is not. He is in item Go mode, but he is not in pure Go mode. He still needs a Desert Palace big key, logically needs a Tower of Hera big key, needs a Palace of Darkness big key, and needs a Thieves Town big key. And there's the cage. And there's the cage we're talking about.
Yep. Thoughtfully placed hammer pegs, keeping you from jumping off Turtle Rock. And then, of course, the vanilla... Oh, no, he's gonna... I wasn't sure if he was gonna go to Hera first, but he is gonna go and take care of Trinex first.
He doesn't have the big key to Hera, so he knows...
Does have the small key, though, so he could check the lobby chest, the basement cage, and the vanilla big key.
Oh, right. He got locked out from this last time.
Yeah.
Because he ran out of mana.
All right. Well, I mean, this is fine to do it from the back. You're not going to use up any small keys this way.
Yep. And it's a fast mirror straight back to the front door.
And this will get him all the way to the vanilla big key chest. And yeah, he could Hera pot and Hera.
We could Hera pot, but there is that big risk that if one of the required big keys is in the Tower of Hera big chest, you get locked out pretty fast.
Alright, Nobly gonna go and pick his mirror spot to do the back of Skullwoods and then pull the pedestal as a bunny.
That's
which again is something you want to put in your inverted notebook as things the game might make you do, since there are the 7 Dark World dungeons. You could be required to pull the pedestal as a bunny for your Light World access. Now, Humbug has 2 small keys on his tracker, so he must have found a 3rd Turtle Rock key somewhere, because he used the first one to check Chomps. There's only, as we can see from the compass tracker at the top, there's only 2 items left here in Turtle Rock, 1 on Trinex, 1 in the big And it is true that the pedestal, could have progression. It could very well have one of those big keys we are missing. Alright, Nobly doing a good work on his moth fight. Coming in here with the blue mail. Over twice the health he had the first time. And Humbug
Those are
used...
some really sick dodges on Nobly's end.
Whew, and there is Moth down. He feels thrilled about that. Gets a piece of art container for his trouble, and that last pendant.
Hey guys, can we get some pedestal hype in the chat?
Yeah, ped hype. We are going to get a blind pull as a bunny. As Humbug is using hammer on Trinex, going to get his... Alright. Bunny ped pull. The bunny is filling in with all those forest creatures. And da-da-da-da!
The masterpiece of art!
Aww. Okay, ped not required, but you know what still might be required that Nobly did do was he killed Aga. We have not seen what's on Lumberjack Lich.
That is true.
Humbug gonna go back into the light world. Likely will probably check Hera.
He's gonna get that last chest.
I still think it makes more sense to do Hera first, since you're going to be dropping down the mountain, then you'd have to climb up again.
True, good point.
Alright, Nobly climbing the mountain. Hopefully he has figured out that I gotta go back into Turtle Rock from the back entrance. Alright, let's find out what the small key is.
Best key ever.
Humbug's still looking for one more pod small key. Is this it? Nope.
Oh no!
Alright, so Nobly will never be able to find those extra Turtle Rock keys. That's all 4 Turtle Rock smalls for Humbug. Let's see what's here in Tower of Hera. Ooh, hello. Please don't be Skullwoods or Swamp.
Okay,
all right.
It's not. It's pop.
That's good. That's a required one. Humbug just needs one more small key to full clear it, but he could clear Helmasaur right now.
Ah.
That was the big key to Ice Palace. Oh, he's gonna go back to Ice Palace now. Please don't go back to Ice Palace. Go down to Laser Bridge. I think Nobly's gonna do it. All right, send your energy, chat. Send your energy to Nobly to go to to go down to Laser Bridge. Just wrong drop down. Wrong.
That's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
He won't be able to get to Laser Bridge from here because he won't have enough keys though.
No, you only need one. I think you only need one from this point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you just can't get the Trinex.
All right. Okay. So he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna get his Moon Pearl. He is gonna get his Moon Pearl. No, Nobly. Why did? Was that an accidental mirror? Or is he going to save scum the key? I'm not...
Oh, he's going backwards. He's going backwards.
Okay, he's going to go and check the vanilla big key chest first. Which is kind of strange, but that's okay. I'm sure he feels, you're not thinking about ideal routing at this point. You're just, it's like, oh yeah, I can get into Turtle Rock. Which way do I go first?
Yeah,
oh, I can go and check that.
He's tilted. I can tell you, he's pretty much tilted.
Oh, for sure. Like, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? I'm sure Humbug is, he's focusing on everything that he can be doing. But it's, at the same time, it's like, oh, I need all these keys, and that Moon Pearl was super dumb, and what do I do first? But clears Hera, gets his crystal. One item left behind in the big chest. Okay, Nobly dropped down. I think he's gonna now go and take the laser bridge X entrance to save that small key, potentially for Trinex. So that's nice routing. Or not.
I think he was planning to try to do a bomb jump across, which you can't do as a bunny.
He jumped up. Like, he climbed up here and then dropped down, so I'm not sure if he, dropped down by accident.
Oh, he probably thought he can do Paradox, and, probably right when he was falling, he's like, oh, can't do it.
Okay. Alright, so this is fine. So he'll drop down this middle entrance. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Perfect. Alright, so now he'll get to Laser Bridge. He'll get his Moon Pearl, and he will save that small key.
Yes, he's doing it!
Alright. Is he going to start from the top of Laser Bridge, or is he going to start from the bottom?
I'd start from the... I was going to say, I'd start from the bottom, just because that's where you're at.
Alright, he's going to find a whole lot of nothing until that last chest. And Humbug going into Pod. Can kill Hilma and check one of the two key lock doors. Probably will check the Harmless Hellway one, since that's the farther out of the way. And you can check the vanilla big chest as well. Alright, Nobly, you're about to get it. There it is. Whew! Alright. 1 hour, 25 minutes. Nobly has his Light World access.
Hey, Nobly, go to Paradox now.
Yeah, he's going to Paradox now. Won't be terribly pleased with what he finds in here, but it's a bunch of checks, right? Gonna do Paradox, then do Kakariko, and then we'll see where he decides to go from there.
Humbug is rushing bosses.
You know what? This isn't bad. He could find his big keys along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And for Pod, it makes sense too, because then you can just run to the back and mirror out again.
True. But again, as you said, I would have done Harmless Hellway at least. Or, actually, no. Thinking about it, no, I would save scum.
And you know what? You'd want to do that after you do the boss.
Yeah, kill the boss. If you don't end up finding the keys, okay, save your game. Okay, I have 2 checks in Pod. I have 1 key. Do the one, it doesn't work. Save and quit. Do the other.
Yep.
And then if they're both keys, you just cry.
Yep. Then you pick the one that's going to give you more progression. Which in this case will probably be Thieves Town Big. That would be the one that you'd want to find first, I think.
Yeah, Thieves for 4, Desert for 2.
Vanilla heart container on Helmasaur. Let's see what kind of save scum shenanigans Humbug is going to get up for. If any.
Oh, he's definitely not going to be safe scumming right now. Oh, okay. No, he's just gonna flat out go.
All right.
Gutsy move.
And yeah, gonna head straight to the back. Check the harmless hellway, and then check the vanilla big chest. Neither of these are technically in logic, but at this point we don't really care. We would need all 6 pod keys to access either of these items. And yeah, looking at Humbug's health now with red mail and 15 hearts, it's hard to believe that, you know, had to go navigate Laser Bridge on 3 hearts green mail. We do have a lot of checks left, though. Humbug has all of the desert area left checked, as well as Bombo's tablet. We'll get that Misery Mire big key, can see Checkerboard Cave. He also has all of the North Dark World, including Lumberjack. He still has Skull Woods as well. And the back of Escape and Sanctuary. We haven't seen those either yet from Humbug.
Oh, come on, Humbug, get the pixel. I think he's 1 pixel too high right now. Nope, now he's too low.
Gonna run out of time. The tiles are following.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Ah.
And Ice Palace.
Gross.
Alright, so 1 key to fully clear out pod.
And this is probably going to be North Light World checks. I think he also has Lost Woods. Probably do a PID check at the same time.
Yeah, this is likely Skullwoods. This is likely Skullwoods play.
Not Skullwoods, just Lost Woods.
Well, both.
Oh, he might mirror. Yeah, he might mirror into there. Yeah, gonna do that same mirror possession as Nobly did after reading the pedestal is just a little piece of love. No, not gonna do Skullwoods just yet. I think he knows it's a pendant.
Oh, hello.
Like that big key right there.
The swamp.
All right, there's only 1 more useless big key out there at least.
Plenty of useless small keys though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's I mean, there's at least 1 more Skullwood small out there. And I think that's it. There's 2 pod smalls out there and 1 more Skullwood small. And other than that, that's it.
Oh, here we go.
Alright. Aga Ledge has...
I think that was a bottle.
Yeah, bottle of blue goo. Aga not required. We'd already looked at Bumper Ledge earlier. It was only money, so Humbug not going to be interested in that. Going to do his boots checks as well as Graveyard Ledge. Humbug gonna do maybe Back of Escape and then check Sanctuary? I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, Graveyard Ledge. Alright, here we go. Alright, that's good. All right, that's another big key that we have, and that's going to be our other 5-6 crystals. So still looking for that desert big, which I guess means that actually
Pyramid Fairy is dead.
Pyramid Fairy is dead.
Oh, it could have a sword, but
Could have a sword. Could have our logical Tower of Harabig.
that's true, yeah.
Humbug is only looking for the Desert Palace big key right now. Which could be very well right here in Sanctuary. Could be in Thieves Town.
Oh, please.
Could be in Desert Palace itself.
We know it's in Swamp
No, it's
Palace.
not in the Swamp Bag chest. It's not in the Swamp Bag chest because that's going to be the Skullwoods big key.
Okay.
You know.
Which then it'll be in the Skullwoods big chest.
Of course, yeah. All right, there's his other pod small, which could have our Desert Palace big in it as well. But yeah, Humbug is going to go and take care of Thieves Town. Nobly is going to be clearing his light world, following the same route as Humbug. I do like converted keys. I think it's a fun mode. But I also love cross-world and modes like that. So I like these kind of obscure modes where it changes the logic up a little bit. It, changes your routing decisions. It's not just all about, spheres 1, 2, 3, and so on, following progression.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it can be very frustrating and cause you to have to do awful things.
Alright, so the question is the answer in Thieves or is it elsewhere?
It's Thieves or the desert area, really.
Yeah.
Again, even though Nobly went, into the desert area and mirrored into Mire, we still have all of the other desert checks. I don't know if... Oh, there we go. Never mind. We're in go mode. 1 hour, 35 minutes. That is Humbug's last big key. So he can go straight, kill Blind, kill Lanmo, and then climb Yanon's tower.
Okay. Master Sword Silverless. Oh boy.
Yep, that's coming up unless he gets lucky and a boss drops an item for him. We'll probably check some easy chests along the way. Things like the Maiden Chest. I don't imagine he's going to check anything in Desert, just because they're all so far out of the way, but might check Mire Shed, just because that's a short mirror.
Somehow I don't see that happening.
No.
I can see that.
Half Magic will make that fight Ganon a little bit better. Can do Fire Rod strats for triples. And yeah, Nobly did an amazing job with both in logic and out of logic, inverted bunny shenanigans to make a lot of progress, like getting that Eastern Green Pendant and getting into and clearing Mire. It was just that everything was logically gated by that Moon Pearl in Turtle Rock. Humbug gonna go and mirror to Flute to 6. Then mirror and book his way into desert.
Yeah, all things considered, this is actually one of the faster inverted Keysanity seeds I've seen.
Oh yeah, these ones can usually run in the 2-hour range, even with very experienced runners. Simply because, I mean, with general Keysanity, there's a lot of double and triple dips, but we lucked out with that. The only dungeon we really had to double dip was Turtle Rock, because I think we probably could have done Pod in one go.
Yeah, Pod was possible one go. Eastern was done in one go. Desert's going to be done in one go. Hera could have been done in one go. Pod, Swamp.
I think probably just Thievestown is the only one that didn't, since we needed to pick up that. Well, did we need to pick up that Cane of Samaria early? I don't think we did, because we didn't need that Cane of Samaria. We actually didn't even need that Cane of Samaria for anything.
No, yeah, you're right.
Since there was nothing in the back of Turtle Rock, everything was on Laser Bridge. But it's one of those things where even though it was possible, you don't make that decision. Especially early and inverted, the front of Thievestown is 4 items. You're not going to pass that up.
No, never.
Kane unlocked stuff in the front, but it wasn't anything useful in the front of Turtle Rock. Oh, the mirror. Oh, right. That's right. The mirror was in the front of Turtle Rock.
So yeah, okay. So this was a double dip TR.
Mm-hmm. Could have chose different entrances, though. Let's see if Nobly just blindly goes and checks Lumberjack. Yep.
Good man. Good man. Just do it. Just commit.
You've already killed Aga. Get your reward. No need to peek in the box early.
That was a compass!
Oh, even worse. And there's the cape.
Some good safety.
Yeah, that'll also help on, Master Sword Ganon for the first couple of phases, although I imagine Humbug will probably do hookshot strats and get instead. Alright, Nobly will be doing Swamp Palace with that good key.
And Humbug is not going to get his silvers.
Nope. He needs to go right into the light world and then climb up Hyrule Castle to enter Ganon's Tower. We'll see how many, quick checks he makes along the way for a sword. Maybe Torch and Hoop Room, but probably unlikely. We'll definitely check the 4 chests at the top.
I would probably do the front 7. Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do Dark Magician strat. Okay. Go to the 4 in Stalfos, check Torch, and then Hope Room, and then just leave.
I imagine Humbug probably feels pretty good about his routings. It took him a little bit of time to, he did a bunch of sequence breaking to make his way to get to the Moon Pearl first. He had left that lamp behind, but he knew where the lamp kind of had to be. And then got the Moon Pearl relatively quickly.
He thought about it for a second.
Yeah. The fun thing with this, though, is, like I'd mentioned at the beginning, if you want to go back into Ganon's Tower and look for a sword, it is really easy to do it after Aga 2. Since that hole is going to be right there in front of the front door. So there's no you can climb your tower, check those top 4. If you don't find a sword, just dive right back into the basement. And it's not a huge, climb back up the mountain like it is in the regular seed.
That is true.
Alright, Nobly gonna go clear his Kakariko, be rewarded with his hammer. Have all those lovely Aga enemies to deal with in the village. And Humbug is into his gauntlet. See what kind of patterns these Stelphos and Zyzax give him. Dodging the Beamos, slipping on ice. And Gauntlet is done. On to the boss refights and the rest of the tower. Commands weren't working earlier, but we would invite you to please give both Humbug and Nobly a follow.
Hey, it's working.
So nice, I did it twice. They're both very experienced rando runners, run a lot of different modes and seeds and races. And if you enjoy watching them with us, babbling over their gameplay, I'm sure you would enjoy listening to the runners themselves talk about their gameplay decisions and how they make out routing. I can say that listening to, watching runners on Restream is fun. It's also always just fun to listen to their own logic and how they work through seeds in their heads.
Yep.
And if you want to, understand how these runners make the decisions that they do, following them and listening to their streams is a great way to do it, and it's a great way to support them. It's free, it helps the runners out, and it gives you plenty of entertainment. Alright, on to Torches 2 for Humbug. I don't see him skipping any of these 4 chests. I think he still has 2 blue potions left from before he took down
he does. He does. I just wouldn't want to burn one just for a magic refill right now. Because he's so close to a magic refill.
I'm gonna do just enough for powder here, or do a fake powder. Fake real powder.
Nice.
That's a fun strat to say and a fun strat to do.
Yep, fear not! If you don't have the magic power to do the powder, you can always fake powder with the real powder.
Yep. You use drain all of your magic, you use your Cane of Samaria. When it gives that sound, you menu over to your powder, and poof, the game gets confused, and powder's your anti-fairy.
Oh, good. There's the other item for the other hand.
Alright, he will take on Aga 2 and then probably dive... I'm not sure if he'll dive back into Ganon's tower looking for a sword, or if he'll just do Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah. Good double to start.
Mm-hmm. Ah, if only that blue ball wasn't there, that could have been a good setup for another double.
Wow, Aga,
oh,
please!
Come on!
Oh.
Oh, they're getting desynced now. Well, at least got one off with that blue ball cycle. There's a good shot for a double.
There we go.
Nobly gonna go and pick up his half magic. And yeah, Humbug will be fine with 2 potions on Master Sword Silverless. It's just getting that 1 extra sword makes it so much faster.
Yep.
You can actually, if you're have had multiple ear infections, and then you can hum outside of your ears. All about those air pathways. But yeah, Master Sword Silverless fight. Gonna use some cape strats to get right in on Ganon to get some spins for double spins. Master Sword, you can only do spins to damage Ganon.
Yep. Ganon requires tier 3 damage, which is a Master Sword spin or a Tempered Sword swipe. And fun fact, on Swordless mode, hammer.
Yep. Which makes silvers almost entirely required in that mode because in the phase 4 there is only a few frames where Ganon is vulnerable. Sword spins interact with that invulnerable phase in such a way that you've got a larger window. Hammer doesn't have a spin, so you gotta time that tiny hammer hitbox with Ganon's tiny invulnerable time.
Humbug getting the news that it was Pendenmeyer all along.
And sets up Torch Glitch. We'll get 2 spins in this first phase, and is going to set up for Fire Rod shots to get triples for the rest. 24 spins, folks. We're
20 to go.
It is probably, though, the easiest part of the Master Sword fight. It really is phase 2 that's the most dangerous, where you're going to lose a lot of health to the Ring of Fire around Ganon if you aren't using, proper hookshot timings. This Ganon teleports are relatively regular. You know exactly where he's going to go and the timing for it. So it's just a matter of patience.
And a little bit of timing.
Mm-hmm. And nobody gonna go into desert is still looking for items, so we'll get to see what's behind the Desert Palace big chest. Does not have that Desert Palace small key though.
Wrong way there, Humbug. There you go.
Okay, well there's the big key to Tower of Hera. Maybe there's a sword up there, and that is number 24.
Get your GGs in chat, everyone. As soon as he crosses the 1x3 bridge, it is over. And it's done. Humbug has officially ended his race. 1 hour, 51 minutes, 51 seconds. Second place overall. The winner of the seed for this race was Plasma Kappa with a 1:45.51.
Wow. Not a shabby time from Humbug. See if we can get him in for an interview.
Sub 2 hour inverted Keysanity is just insanely good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nobly gonna go continue his way through desert, see where he decides to go next. Possibly gonna go into swamp next. Does now have the hammer and everything he would need to clear it. And we are joined by our on-stream race winner, Humbug. GG.
Thanks.
So, take us through it. How did you feel going through that scene? We saw, where all the progression was, and that 3-heart laser bridge. How were you feeling through that?
To be perfectly honest, I felt terrible. The early game really got to me. I forgot that I could reach laser bridge the first time I went up the mountain. So I just saved and quit out of there, and for some reason went to Skull Woods, and then for some reason tried to kill Mothula. That didn't go very well. And then, well, I went back. I got the progression, and I mean, I feel like I went to the right places. To me, it felt like my execution was not that good, honestly. But it was a fun seed. I enjoyed it a lot. I haven't played Inverted in a long time, so this was a good warm-up.
And I mean, execution aside, I'm assuming mostly just that early game execution where you're on very low percent, having to dodge Lionels and dead rocks and moldworms and everything.
Yeah,
as a bunny.
That was fine. Since I had the Keysanity. The overworld stuff was fine. It was the dungeon stuff that just didn't go the way that I wanted them to. But the early Keysanity, that helped tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Especially by getting by the Lionels like 3 times as I did in the beginning.
Yeah. It was that was a bit of a slaughter fest right there.
Yeah. I can imagine.
But it was one of those seeds where it was incredibly item heavy, other than just that moon pearl, and we were wondering where. I mean, we knew it had to probably be in Turtle Rock somewhere, or something was going to lead to it. We were hoping it was the moon pearl, and you weren't going to find something like silly like the hammer or the flippers and have to go and do like hammerless ice. But it was nice. It gave you the moon pearl, and then.
Yeah, I think I got a small key to Ice Palace kind of early. And then when I got the mitts, I was like, oh, well, here we go. But then the front of Turtle Rock happened, and that was ridiculous. What was that? Mitts, boots, and
mirror.
Yeah, that was dumb. I laughed about that a lot.
Well, I would agree with you. You know what? Other than that very early game railroading you, once you got the moon pearl, though, because you had so many items, you had limitless possibilities.
Yeah, I could go wherever I wanted to, and that's the beauty of Inverted. When you get to that you actually can do whatever you want to when getting Light World access.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is getting Light World access.
Yes, exactly. And do you think that Keysanity improves the Inverted experience, or is it just a nice addition, or do you think it makes it a bit more of a slog? Because I know when Inverted was first come out, you had 2 options. You either were doing, 3-heart hammer blind, or you were climbing Aga Tower. What are your thoughts?
I think that Keysanity improves almost every seed. Well, almost every mode, I should say. But it certainly improves Inverted. I'm not a fan of Hammer Blind. Apparently, I'm not a fan of like 15 hearts sword blind either. but Hammer Blind 3 hearts, nah. I'll skip that. But you rarely have to do it in Keysanity. So this is a really fun mode. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. And then it was just the big key hunts at the end. Did your heart sink a little bit finding that Swamp Palace big key?
A little bit. That I mean, I dipped Swamp practically immediately when I got the flippers. Well, I did some Sora checks first, but then I dipped Swamp. I knew that I'd left an item behind, but I was like, well, whatever happens, happens. But then I got the big key, and then I got the Thieves Down big key, and I was like, well, that's been open to me since I had Light World access.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the Desert big key in the attic, and I was, well, that's go mode.
Yeah, exactly.
That could have happened a lot earlier. At least that big key.
But again, the entire world was opened up for you. You know,
Yeah.
It was. I don't think that there were bad. I don't think you made bad choices. It's just that the rando choices were the rando choices. This one.
Yep, for sure. The whole world was open, and I guess I did get the ice rod out of Left Side Swamp.
Yeah, after a little accident setting up that bomb explosion with the diver.
Let's not talk about that anymore, right? Okay. Can we just forget that? I mean, the bomb went off, didn't it?
I think you needed to wait a little bit more. It was just the pre-explosion. It wasn't the actual explosion yet. So if you'd waited like an extra 2 frames, it would have done it.
You're right. That's right. I actually thought that was the correct explosion, but now that you mention it, I think that was a frame on which you are supposed to, like, if you're doing the Moldorm jump, you're supposed to release your sword on that frame exactly, and that was probably a bit too early then. So it was the last possible frame. Oh, I had to walk all the way back and press the switch again and walk all the way back and around.
At least it was a required item.
At least it was the ice rod. If I had skipped that, oh boy, I would have been mad.
Mm-hmm. And your opponent on stream nobly had similar issues at the beginning of the seed, remembering inverted logic to get into Turtle Rock. Took him a little bit longer and did an amazing job at with some out of logic bunny revivals and a lot of in logic bunny walking to go. Got the Mire big key, got the silvers out of Mire and cleared that. Pulled pedestal, did a bunny dungeon revival in Eastern, pulled ped.
Wow, yeah, that sounds like Nobly doing a lot of out of logic stuff. He likes to do that, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. But it was a good seed. Our race winner Plasma Kappa saying that there was a sword in Swamp big chest.
Aww.
Well, that's 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we were discussing whether or not you might dip back into Ganon's Tower after defeating Agatude just to check like maybe Hope Room or Torch for a sword, or were you just like, no, I'll just do Master Sword?
Yeah, I just said screw it. I'm just doing this. It's good practice, if nothing else.
And you had plenty of safeties, so that's wasn't an issue.
Yeah, I bought like two blue potions. So I knew I was fine on that regard. It was just it might have taken me a bit longer, but it was fine.
Yeah, because I think you had bought those blue potions because you were anticipating Fighter Sword, Cold Stare, and Trinex, and then got bailed out by the Master Sword in Ice Palace.
Yeah, for sure. That was my reason to buying them.
Well, GG's once again. Any other thoughts about the seed or the mode?
No, it was. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I haven't played a lot of dailies lately, but it's always good getting back to it. And yeah, just I just want to thank both you guys for doing the commentating and who's the tracker? That's Darakshana? No.
Darakshana, yes, our tracker today. Pressing all the buttons.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot for that, and for hosting the restream and all. It was fun.
Welcome. GG's once again, and thanks for
Thanks.
racing.
Yeah. See ya.
Be sure to give Humbug, our on-stream race winner, a follow. We'll be following Nobly as he continues through. Is not going to go and do the diver down. Is going to do traditional strats to get that key from the left side of Swamp Palace. And yes, please give our tracker Darakshana a follow. First time tracking Keysanity. Doing a pretty good job of that. It's not an easy job for.
Definitely not.
Nobly will get his ice rod from here at least.
Mm-hmm. So we did have a couple other finishers during that time. We had Obscure Lifeform getting third, 153.20, and Raylan Tanker edging that sub 2 with a 159.09.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, way earlier in the race, we did have 3 forfeits, unfortunately. One was due to a controller malfunction. The other 2, almost no comments. One of them was like, oh, I should really learn the format before doing a race. So somebody's first time delving into probably inverted. So let's send energy to Nobly. He is actually the last runner of the race.
And you know what? At this point, he's got everything. He's again just in key go mode.
Yeah, he just got his ice rod, so he is now looking for the pod big key, and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got everything else he needs to smoothly progress through this seed. Got that tempered sword from the big chest of swamp. We'll have silvers. And I can't recall where that pod big key was.
Where was that? Oh.
Going for the diver down. Oh, Hera basement. Okay.
Oh, Hera basement. Oh. So slightly required thing.
Oh, not downstairs. The Hera
Oh, right,
cage
the cage. Yeah.
All right. Gets the diver down for the flooded chests. That is the one that saves a lot more time, especially if you can get it the first try. Oh, the Hera lobby chest. Okay, Hera lobby.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I don't think Nobly opened the middle door of pod. So now with his 4 pod small keys, could go and clear the rest of the dungeon looking for that big key, but probably will do other ones.
No, I think he did enter the back.
He's only gone into pod once, and
yeah, but he didn't have the hammer. And if he only went right side, he gets locked out very rapidly.
But he did have the mirror, I thought.
Right, but then he would still have to go through the front door.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right, because he opened up the...
But he hasn't gone back since, so that means his the two one-offs are still, doors are locked, so he'll be fine as long as he goes to Hera first. Nice.
Well, he'll probably climb the mountain again, clear Turtle Rock, clear Hera, might check Spike Cave. That's something that we didn't see from either of our runners.
Ooh, yeah, that's...
He does have 2 clearable crystals on the mountain, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and it eliminates the mountain completely at that point.
Mirror back into the dark world, likely flute to 1, or a save and quit to the mountain.
Don't think he meant to do that. Where you
Nope,
going? Oh, I know where he's going.
Big bomb.
Big bomb.
All right, another one of those checks that we haven't seen. And you know what? That's not too bad. If he, but by his routing, he's hoping that he'll get that pod big in there, and then he can just run straight over to pod or flute straight over to pod. Fortunately, we won't get that lucky, but we might see the fourth sword. Could it be vanilla? And just like in regular modes, killing Aga with the big bomb makes this much easier.
Well, in this case, in inverted, you have this route automatically open to you.
Oh yeah, you just need the mirror, and then nobly using, I think, maybe a little bit of OWG knowledge, knowing where the mirror spot for the pyramid is. All right, 2 more items in here. What do you
sword?
got?
Come on, sword! I want a sword. No sword.
Ah, just ammo. We'll see what our pyramid fairy gives us. Red goo, not half bad.
Good.
All right, flute into 1.
Very good.
We'll see if he decides to do Hera or TR first. I think he has cleared.
He'll probably pop TR because he's cleared everything else.
Yeah.
So it's just a fast try next fight.
Nice, keeping his spin speed all the way over there. Ain't afraid of those Lionels anymore.
Especially with a tempered sword, you can poke them out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you know what? Doing Turtle Rock first is kind of nice because then it puts you right back on the top of the mountain. It spits you out the front door.
Oh, okay, Mimic Cave. Okay, fair.
All right, that's another one we did actually see this from Humbug when he was doing his mountain check. So there's no sword in here. That logically required compass for pod, which could also be on the pod boss. And Keysanity is weird that logically the map and compass are either available before you beat the boss of the dungeon, but they could also just be on the boss of the dungeon.
Yep.
And nobly with all these keys, just gonna go straight to the back from the big key door.
Yeah, it's faster than doing all the shenanigans with having to get out of the dungeon, do the warp, climb through Paradox Cave, come back through, jump through the top.
Exactly. It is a cardio workup climbing up and down Death Mountain and jumping down these ledges.
So that begs the question: what is it? Is it always leg day for Link then? Just wondering.
I mean, he's got those ups, right?
True.
Lots of climbing stairs. He doesn't have much of vertical height, but he sure has no problem with that parkour jumping.
That's true.
Maybe hovering is just him doing like a wily coyote, rapidly moving his legs, going across the gaps. And as long as he doesn't look down, he's fine.
Good old cartoon logic. Love it.
All right. Tempered Sword, Trinex fight for nobly. Should not be an issue. Well, we have a few minutes while nobody is taking care of this turtle boss. Talk a little bit about what's coming up on the speed gaming schedule. Starting just actually 20 minutes ago over on Speed Gaming 2 is a Portal 2 speedrun mod version. It's the vanilla Portal 2 game, but it takes out all the cutscenes, so it's a really fast, about a 40-minute speedrun. It's pretty fun, but you still get all the lovely Cave Johnson quotes later on. And then a bit of a gap in the schedule, but at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have a ALTTPR League race. It's going to be Illis of Last Locationers versus Boyne of Error 216. That would be a lovely match to see. That is going to be an Ambrosia seed. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern, the other league match, also on Speed Gaming 2, will be Ganon's Gone Wild of I Like Big Boots versus Furyami of Kinda Rando Retired. Again, I would highly recommend watching them. Both Ganon's Gone Wild and Furyami, very good runners.
Yep. And they did their teams proud because they're... this is I believe this is still the first round of the divisional playoffs. Winners of these rounds get to face off their divisional champions, I believe.
No, this is a division champion.
Oh, it is a championship. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how far ahead they got all their games in. I know some matches are going to their best of 5, so
yeah,
at least for the first round. So
everybody is facing off for the division championship this week as Nobly heads into Tower of Hera. Is just 2 checks away from getting his pod big key. There it is in the basement cage. And he is now in go mode and he knows it.
Yep, we're going to be seeing the Hera pot.
Absolutely. This saves so much time. Going to use boot setups.
Do the bomb strat.
Oh. It all depends on what you're most comfortable with. A lot of runners.
That rupee pickup just screwed it.
Yeah, you cannot pick up any item drops while they're still in the air. That kind of messes with the ancilla tables, and it means that your Hera pot will not work. But mirroring out, resetting the dungeon state, that sets it up perfectly fine.
I have yet to learn the bomb setup for this. I know I do the. I usually do the hook dash setup for that.
Hook dash is probably one of the easier ones, as long as you're comfortable getting that, because you don't need to do quite as many like menu buffers with it, since it's easier to move 1 pixel.
Yeah, it's just you gotta get that timing down.
Nope, not quite.
Oh, there's about 4 more attempts here.
Mm-hmm. And if you still want more ALTTPR Randomizer, but you want to mix in maybe another classic Super Nintendo game, we've got the SMZ3 tournament going on, and there are 3 matches at 7 p.m. Eastern. There is Dorkmaster Fleck versus Lack Attack, Ovok Jam versus Cantaloupe Me, and Fusion Warrior versus Hatch 78, and that's going to be on Speed Gaming 1, 3, and 4.
No, nobody just says forget it. I'll just time.
Generally, if you can't get it within 1 or 2 tries, it takes less time just to climb the tower itself, but sometimes it's just a matter of pride.
Yeah. Yeah, SMZ3, that is a very, very crazy rando as well. I think I've played 3 seeds of it total, and I've only beaten 1. It is a very difficult game.
Yeah, I mean, Link to the Past can be a difficult game to master. Super Metroid is also a very difficult game to master. And the fun thing with the combo randomizer is oftentimes you find, people who are incredibly good at Super Metroid, which personally for me, I find the movement in Super Metroid very finicky and difficult to control. And they say that Link to the Past is one of the hardest games they've ever played.
Yep.
And then you get a lot of the Link to the Past people who are in Super Metroid. It's like, oh, how do you do these wall jumps? How do you get the mock balls? How do you get this timing for the infinite bomb jumps? They're 2 very difficult games, and the number of people who have mastered both of them is maybe about 5 in the world.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But it's fun because just like, like Keysanity or Entrance, it adds different routing possibilities to these games because all of a sudden your Dark World access is via Meridia, or maybe your Morph Ball is in Upper Norfair. Oh, Nobly, why are you going into the Light World? You just need to go to Pod. Oh, I guess it's a little bit faster this way because you don't need to go through the maze, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially since he's already opened and Pod and went through it. All right, so this should just be a very, very fast pod. 3 small keys. Just gonna go straight to the boss. No frill.
Yep, and Silver Arrow's Tempered Sword going to be an easy Helmasaur fight.
Yep, very, very simple.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to step out for a moment, but Duke, it was a pleasure commentating with you. I love this race. I love this mode.
Oh, yes, it was very much a pleasure. Thank you for joining me in the booth.
Absolutely, and best of luck to Nobly as he finishes up.
Yep. All right, so we probably got about a good. Let's see. He's gonna have tempered sword silvers. His Ganon fight's gonna go a lot very fast, but he's definitely gonna be able to finish it up. Keep giving him your power, guys. He's almost to the finish line. This is now an endurance test. See how well his turtle rooms go. And it's the only problem with sword beams in the turtle room is the sword beams do 1 damage, and you need to do 3, I believe, to the turtles. The terrapins. And here is the final boss for this run, other than the big pig himself. And the plus side with him going through the Light World portal at Eastern, he can just run straight to the castle. Not even going to switch to silvers. Don't need to. So now we got Ganon's Tower, which should be a very fast climb. 17 hearts. That is insane. Ah, yes. The save and quit light roll because he defeated Aga actually works out perfectly because he gets right there. I forgot about that because he fought. Okay, he's just got to make sure he gets the mini Helmosaur small key and he'll be good to go. And of course, with the silver arrows, this is going to make very quick work of the opening rooms of Ganon's tower. And in through the big door. And into the gauntlet with blue potion, fire rod. This would be what I would usually send in through. So Stalfos go down very rapidly to the fire. All right, Gauntlet 4, piece of cake. And Gauntlet 5. Gonna enter land mode 2. It's gonna go with Silver Arrow strats, it looks like. Shooter in the room, knocking him out of position. Gets it on the head pop-up on the second one, and now he's up through to Wizrobe 1. The satisfying floor of the dungeon, in my opinion, just on a visual and a execution perspective. Doing the Firebird dance to get around that. Okay, he's waiting out the torch so he doesn't despawn the tower. Definitely don't want to do that right now. And here's where he needs to get his small key. Not gonna even bother checking the chests. He knows he's good. Troll Worm 2. Just a spin and a slash. And it's done. That is the final mini boss. Coming up to Aga 2. And he bombs the chest. Aww. He doesn't want his shield. All right, let's see if we can get the good Aga 2. Let's see if he can get multiple shots on Aga here. Oh, almost got the triple. Okay, this is going to be a blue ball, so he's got to watch out. Nope, same thing. There we go. Okay, got a hit on that one. And then the desync. And this should do it. There it is. All right, that's all of them. And nobody has a date with a pig. Pretty soon, his seed will be over. Aga was being a bully, yes. And here we go. So this is going to be a much faster Ganon fight because of the Tempered Sword and the Silvers. Tempered Sword, you just need 12 slashes for the first and second phase. And then if you were doing Silverless, you only need 12 spins on the Tempered Sword. But since we have Silvers, it'll just take 4 arrows into the skull to take him out. And we're already in phase 3. Gets the torch glitch. 1, 2, 3. Nice triple. And, oh, aeroplane. And that's 4. Put your GGs in chat, guys. He has earned the GG. Let's see if we can pull him in. All right, he is good to go. Let's get him in. Finishing with official SRL time, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 39 seconds. Nobly, GG, sir.
Hey, GG.
Man, so I'll ask the obvious question just to get it out of the way. How about that Moon Pearl?
How about that move? I was hoping any of the other locations would pay off first.
Yeah.
Because
So we were wondering, were you aware that you could have made it to Laser Bridge that early or not?
yeah, I was.
You were. Okay, you were just hoping it was somewhere else.
It's because I went through the front door and checked the change homes. I kind of wanted to reset to have my key saved up. And
Okay.
I was like, okay, if Flippers is in Laser Bridge, then I can do flip locations. And then that led to Aga, and Aga led to Meyer. I was like, oh. And none of it paid off, of course.
Well, I mean, you did get the silvers.
Yeah.
For one.
Apart from the silvers, it was.
Yeah,
Pretty
unfortunately, yeah, pretty dry. But yeah, this was a good race. I mean, all things aside from not wanting to have Moon Pearl being where it is, but I mean, I'm very impressed that with all the stuff that you did that without the Moon Pearl. All the bunny traversal, even the bunny revivals.
Yeah, I thought you could bunny revive in Moldorm Cave. That's also why I left Laser Bridge.
Yeah,
Because
unfortunately,
like,
no, it's not a dungeon.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dang it. It's only in dungeons then. So I was like, oh, I'll orphan this Laser Bridge even more now then.
Yeah.
And I was.
Yeah, but the other good news is the moment you got that Moon Pearl, you steamrolled. You basically you got foot on the gas and you didn't even let go.
Yeah, I had to kind of run around. So, I mean, it was fine. If any of those dungeons I did wasn't just pendants, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I
we
learned a new
were
thing, though.
thinking about that. Oh.
That you could pull pedestal as a bunny. That was funny.
Yes, you can still interact with things as a bunny. It's just you can't do a lot of things as a bunny.
Yeah, I didn't know you could interact with the pedestal.
Yeah, because the pedestal is actually considered an NPC.
Yeah, now I know.
Yep, and that's why it pretty much works. Because you can talk to Sick Kid as a bunny. You'll get his item. If you had a way to get to Stumpy in a normal seed, you can talk to him as a bunny, but you just can't get to him.
You can get there, but it's considered MG though.
Yes, it's considered kind of illegal for most of our races, all things considered.
Yeah.
But
all in all, it was a
thoughts on
fun
this?
seed. It was a fun seed indeed. I was pretty happy I did left side swamp because I was like, should I just skip it at that point? But when I got rewarded for doing left side swamp that late, I was like, okay, it was worth it then.
Yeah, you kind of need the ice rod just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I forgot to check the shovel spots.
Don't worry, it wasn't anything useful. Yeah. So in regards to with your opponent, you actually had better equipment than he did because of your Meyer play and the fact that you went into Swamp Palace with the big key.
So he was on Master Sword Silverless though.
Yeah, he ended up grabbing Master Sword Silverless, which I'm presuming is what I'm probably gonna guess that most of the other runners probably did too, considering the finish times. But we'll never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because the silvers were in a stupid location. Although it paid out for me because I kind of was gonna go to Vitris with Fighter Sword, so which would not.
We were like Fighter Sword Vidi. Yeah, no.
Because I was like banking on flippers being on the mountain and everything else being in logic for me, so I was like, okay, this is a logical play for me right now. Let's bank on that.
Okay, that was going to be another question that we had. Were you banking that you thought that was the flippers, so you just went from there? So okay, that answers our question.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
When you have made a gamble like that, you kind of have to roll with it until it screws you up. But
yeah, luckily, it was going to do that pretty fast.
Yeah.
So.
Unfortunately, every of them dungeons being a. And then I was like, at a certain point, I was like, okay, it's gonna be progression on Moth because I died early, and that's also why I wanted to do those when I isolated Laser Bridge, because
Makes sense.
it would give me some items, hopefully. But yeah, it just shows how.
Our thought process was because you were doing that, we were like, okay, he's probably not comfortable with having that low much of health, so maybe he was just clearing out just to try to find more health, which unfortunately all the health was in the light world.
Yeah. As soon as I got the light world, I was like getting health everywhere. I was like, oh, come on, give me the items and keys so I can go fast. But I mean, it just shows how broken an inverted can become.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you get boots, you have access to every possible location with Waterwalk, you have Ice Palace, Pod. The funny thing is with Pod, I was like, oh sweet, I can go Pod now without the bow because I forgot to mark that I had the bow. So I was like starting on my Mimicry and I was like, wait, didn't I pick up a bow earlier? Why am I doing this? So
okay, that was another question we were having. It's like, okay, he's doing Mimic Clip. And we're like, he has the bow though. Maybe he's just practicing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I had a bow because I do know how to mimicry, but something, and my controller kind of stuck up late in the game as well. My left pad was turning something right, so I have to look into that controller. I just swapped controller as well, so.
Oh boy, those are fun.
Yeah. Because my first controller, my R button got stuck, so when I'm playing SMC3, it's kind of broken.
Oh no!
So,
Sam, quit pointing in an angle, please.
yeah. Even though 157 collection, like, I feel like I bended and broke that seed though.
Yeah, 157 is still amazing for a Keysanity. That's actually pretty low for a Keysanity seed.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know how I got that, because I feel like I've cleared everything.
Well, easy. You didn't check like 24 chests in one dungeon.
Yeah, of course. That's the thing.
Also, what do you like only having stuff for one hand because you neglected to get the shield in the one chest you placed a bomb over?
Yeah, I like to have a two-handed sword, not a one-handed.
Oh,
I feel like it deals more power then.
okay, I'll give you that.
Oh well, thanks for the restream then. It was amazing.
No, hey, thanks for stepping in. We do appreciate that.
Inverted is a funny mode. I wish there was more playing it. Although not preferably with the Keysanity stuff, but yeah.
That's fair. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for us for this race. Again, definitely give our runners a follow. They definitely did a thing. I do want to thank Dark Sharna for hitting the tracker, and then Mind of Me being in the commentary booth with me. Unfortunately, she had to leave. But it was great times, guys. And until next time, see you guys next rando.